Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Star Wars Vintage Collection, Jocasta Nu. So at the request of Star Wars fans everywhere, Jocasta Nu is making her very first appearance as a 3 3/4 inch figure in the Hasbro Star Wars line. Now this particular figure is exclusive to BriansToys.com. The Chief Librarian of the Jedi Archives comes in this special packaging. It's a large window box that has a Velcro flap that unveils the figure within. Now the box itself has this really nice blue and black design that is meant to look like the Holocron archives that Jocasta Nu oversees. Now the Velcro flap folds open to unveil a window that showcases the Jocasta Nu carded figure within, as well as a little cool accessory of the Count Dooku bust. Now the figure itself is carded on the standard vintage style packaging, so you can actually remove that from this outer box. That way, if any of the mint-on card collectors out there would rather display her alongside the other vintage figures, you can definitely do that. She's just held in by some little flaps, so just be careful not to bend the card back, and you can pull that out. Now, of course, this is the standard vintage-style packaging we've seen on all of the figures in the vintage line. It's meant to look like the old Kenner packaging. The top has the Attack of the Clones logo, and then we have an image of Jocasta Nu from the film right there to the right of the figure, which is in the blister bubble on the left. Now, the back of the packaging is a little different, does give us a little bit of a story on Jocasta Nu, and then it has the very cool, colorful boxes showcasing some of the other figures available in the vintage line, which is another nod to the vintage-style Kenner packaging. Now, that little Count Dooku bust is separate from the blister card pack. It's inside of the actual outer box there, and it's got a little blister that's holding it in. It can also easily be removed. If you just cut the little tape, you can pull the little blister up, and you can pull the Dooku bust out without really damaging anything. So that way, if you want to pull everything out and then put it back in, it can definitely be done. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at Jocasta Nu outside of the packaging. The design of the figure is really nicely done. You can see that she's got a lot of really nice detailing in the robes that she's wearing. There's this really cool, intricate little black line design going up and down the whole front and back of the robes. And that is made of the harder plastic material, but then at the skirt piece underneath, we do have the fabric material. Now, I am always a fan of the fabric material when it's in combination with the plastic material like this. Sometimes when you just have the fabric skirt, it tends to look too bulky and it doesn't really match up well with the upper half of the body, but it's done really well on Jocasta here. The head sculpt on the figure is also very nice. It's definitely meant to resemble the version of her from the live-action film, the Attack of the Clones film. Of course, Jocasta Nu did also appear in the Clone Wars cartoon series, and has also appeared in the comic books, but this is definitely meant to more resemble the movie version of her, and it's a pretty great likeness. She's got some great detail going on in the hair, and I love the little hair picks that are sticking out of the bun on the back there, so overall, very nice looking head. Now, one of the other little accessories she has that's hanging off of her outfit there is this little cloth pouch. You can see there's a little strap that just goes over her shoulder. It hangs down to the side there, and the pouch can actually be opened up. And inside of that pouch is her lightsaber, or her lightsaber hilt. You can see that this does have the little hook on the end of it where it could possibly attach to a belt, but she doesn't have the little hole at her side, so you can't attach it to her belt. It does just fit nicely inside that little pouch, though. Of course, in addition to that, she also comes with the ignited version of her lightsaber, so if you want to pose Jocasta Nu in a defense pose or battle ready, you can put the blue ignited lightsaber in her left hand. Now, her right hand is more positioned in sort of a Jedi pose, so she can't really hold it in her right hand, but her left hand does hold on to the blade very nicely. Now, as far as the articulation goes on the figure, it's pretty standard for what we've seen with the vintage figures. The head is able just to turn left and right. She does have the ball joints at the shoulders, so their arms can rotate all the way around. She's got a swivel right above the elbow, as well as an elbow bend, and then the swivel at the wrists. She is able to turn at the waist there. Now, the articulation at the legs looks like it's standard underneath the skirt. It just moves forwards and backwards, and then she does have the swivel above the knee as well as the knee joint. There is no ankle or foot movement whatsoever. It is also worth noting that because the plastic is so stiff on the upper part of her skirt, it does really hinder the movement of the legs. Now, that last accessory that she comes with is the bust of Master Dooku. This is a really cool piece, and it's a really great sculpt on that bust itself. It's got a really nice bronze paint job to it, and it's got a lot of great detail going on there, and it really is a great likeness. This is a really cool and fun accessory, I feel, because it's going to look great just having something neat and little extra like this to put on your display shelf, but there's a little more to it than just being a cool display piece. You can actually remove the bronze bust from the little pedestal that he sits on. And when you pull that off, it reveals a Jedi holocron cube. The little holocron cube is removable from the pedestal there, and it's got just a little blue and gold paint job, and it's a very cool additional bonus accessory that is hidden inside the Dooku bust. So there you go, guys. There's a look at the brand new exclusive Jocasta Nu figure. This is one of those characters who had a very small role in the film, has made some appearances in other media such as the Clone Wars cartoon and the comics, but you know, Star Wars fans, we've got to have all of these characters made into toys. And this is the first time that we're finally receiving the Jedi Librarian. Now, like I said, this figure is exclusive to BriansToys.com, so that's the only way you're going to be able to nab her. She is available for pre-order right now, so head on over there and grab her while you still have the chance. Until next time.